Mary has blonde hair that doesn't frizz like mine does. Mary also has very little hands. Dad has a photograph of her beside the one of Delilah. I don't really look because I try not to think about Delilah, but I don't have to stare to know that they sit perfectly beside each other, as if Mary's were made to go there. Delilah's hair wasn't blonde like Mary's, or frizzy like mine, but dark, and she learned to pin it back so that her curls looked like bouncy chocolate shavings. Delilah wasn't bad, that I remember. Most things I did remember drifted into the sky with the red dust she flicked up when she took the ute and drove into town and never came back. A few months after she left, Mary and I were taking washing off the back line. A storm was coming. The air was wet and sticky. I asked her if she reckoned Delilah planned to leave. I don't know. I think one day she felt like it and that's it. I asked her why. I asked her what she meant. I don't know. She's just not ours to keep, Ginger. I asked her why. I don't know. Did she want us to follow her? Ginger. Mary yanked my knickers from the line and the pegs flew through the air and one hit a crow that was pecking around in the dust. There's been whispers lately. More whispers than normal. Around town. And at school. I mean, there had been a lot of whispers. Grades, teachers, our stupid principal, Madeline Booker's party in town. The whispers about our runaway mother were much quieter. These ones drifted across the oval at lunch and spilled under toilet cubicle doors. The teachers said that Delilah had been seen in town, as beautiful as ever, wilder than before. Nor, she's no dog, Mr. Cleves, the PE teacher with shorts too short and the smell of redundancy too strong, would say in the hallway to Mrs. Eccles, the biology teacher with a skirt too woolen in this heat for her to be local. She's a bloody dingo. They said she was living in a little Queenslander on top of a hill, a few towns away. They said she wasn't working. I think the kids like the myth better. They said she went missing in the trees. They say she was lost to the bush, that she was so graceful because she was really an animal. Her body moved, low and dangerous through the leaves. Her dark eyes watched you as you walked home. Her feet were paws and she wandered around the bush for only a day before she owned it. The kookaburras in the evening began hailing her, and the snakes started to wind around her knees to brace her as she jumped between the gum trees. The possums waited for her, harbouring fruit. Beetles crawled over her face and in her ears to arouse her, and sticks and leaves lined her spine. Her skin was each fur, and scales and lemon myrtle grew under her flesh. The strange howls at night were her, the cries of the crows were her, the dust and the wind and the dirt moved over her body and with her body, and she didn't move because she was mad. She was crazy and mad and beautiful and wild. I don't think we ever thought about going off to find her, but I guess our bodies did. Sometimes, after dinner, when all of the dishes are washed up, and Dad is reading the paper in the lounge room, and Mary is having a shower, I would slip out the back screen door. In the moonlight, my skin looks blue. I would walk until I get to the fence that divides our property from the bush. When I was a little kid, the fence used to be wood, but now it's barbed wire. I would stare into the bush until Mary finds me, wrapping a blanket around me, even if it isn't cold, and waiting patiently until I tell her that I want to go home.